Dear participants, welcome you all in this course Spectrix of Angiosperms. Now we will going to study the family that is the Amaranthaceae, or you may have seen this particular plant that is also called as the amaranth. So this particular family is have a many wild plants as well as we are also consuming many of the plant as a vegetable. So starting from the its systematic position and according to Bentham Hooker, this particular family is placed in a dicotyledony. As we know, dicotyledony are the group of plants that have a radiculate venation, and the flowers of this particular groups are either tetra or pentamerous that present in either multiples of 4 and 5. So you can easily identify a dicot plant just because of the presence of a reticulate venation and the presence of a flower as a tetra or pentamerous. Then in dicotyledony, this particular family is belong to the subclass Monoclamidae. Monoclamidae, that means they have a variant, they are arranged in either one or two buds. So in Monoclamidae, as you know, the Bentham plays, you have already studied the Bentham system of classification. Monoclamidae are the group of those plants that don't have a distinction of the calyx and corolla, and they are termed as a parent. They will be present either in the single bud or maybe in the two buds. And the unit of the parent is called as the tepals. So here the tepals is sepaloid. That means there will be these tepals don't have any particular color generally. And the series is the curvembry. That means the usually ovary is unilocular and the mostly one and the embryo here is curved. That's why this series is called as the curvembry. From the monocotyledony, you will study two groups of families. First, that is the Amaranthaceae that you are going to today study, and then next you will study the Euphorbiaceae family which belong to the unisexuals. So you can identify this group of plant. First one, that is just because of the presence of the curved embryo, and in the next Euphorbiaceae you will find the only unisexual flower is present. So today we will going to study about the Amaranthaceae family. So let's start with the first distribution of the Amaranthaceae family. And if you see the distribution of Amaranthaceae family, this family it is also called as the Amaranth family, and however you can see very cosmopolitan distribution of this particular family. And it is a small family that comprising of the 65 genera, but sorry. It is a small family that comprising of 65 genera and 850 species, which are chiefly represented in tropical and temperate regions. So you can say all the tropics and temperate have this particular groups, but the number is low. All they have a widespread distribution you can see, and India is represented by only 50 species that is represented by India for this particular family. And if you see the vegetative characters of the family Amaranthaceae, they are mostly herbs. They are rarely shrubs or undershrubs like the Dilgenaria or annual or perennial like bonsai or tylus. And the root of this particular plant generally taproot. The stems are aerial, herbaceous or woody, generally erect, strangling, cylindrical, maybe sometimes angular, branched, solid. They have also hairs, green or stripped green. Then the next that is the leaves are simple, generally have a alternate or opposite phyllotaxy, and they are petiolate, exstipulate, reddish in color sometimes, and show the unicostal reticulate venation. As you can see here in this particular figure, the leaves are showing the generally alternate arrangement here. And if you see the floral characters, the inflorescence that is one of the characteristics of this particular family, they have a axillary or terminal spike in case of Acheronthus. You can see they have a generally terminal spike type of a inflorescence and they are surrounded by a dry bud. And sometimes they also have a cymose panicle type of a inflorescence. And if you see the flowers are bracteate and the bracts are very showy in nature. Their flowers are sessile or subsessile. That's why it is called as the spike inflorescence. Bracts, the flowers are bracteolate or bracteose, maybe two. The flowers are Actinomorphic, that means they have a radial symmetry. Hermaphrodite, that means bisexual or sometimes maybe unisexual. Hypogynous, and the flowers are very small or conspicuous, green, and sometimes maybe variously colored, but in general they are green in color as you can see in this image. So, as I have told you, this particular families belong to the monoclamidae. So, they don't have a calyx corolla distinction. That's why they are termed as the perianth. And usually, perianth have a 5 tepals. They may be free or united, and sometimes 2 or 3, as in case of a amaranthus. They are dry and membranous. They show the valvate and twisted distribution, as you can see. These are the dry bracts. Then sometimes hairy or maybe green in color. Generally they are persistent and they have inferior. That means the ovary is superior in this particular group of plants. So you can see here the leaves are generally opposite or sometimes maybe alternate. Then flowers are very small in size. You can see they are generally they don't have a generally they have a green color. Sometimes their flowers may be color as you can see in this particular image. So if you see the diagnostic characters, the sepals number are free and they are dry. You can see the sepals are very dry in nature. And sepals sometimes maybe also become membranous as you can see in this particular image. So they are also made up of sepals or you can say the tepals because the unit of the perianth is tepal. So these are very membranous and these perianth are petaloid. Sorry, tepaloid. That way it is called as the in the here written as a sepals. So if you see the next reproductive part that is the stamens. Stamens are either 5 or 3 as in case of Amaranthus, as you can see, there are the 5 numbers of stamens are present. They are either free or united. Staminodes sometimes present. They are generally in rows, diphysous, or sometimes maybe monothecal in case of Alternathera. And Acaranthus, the 5 fumigated scale alternate with the 5 fertile stamens. So these are the androecium, and sometimes they may be united from the base. They are united with the base that is called as the monoidalpus. And if you see the gynoecium generally bicarpellary or sometimes maybe tricarpellary, syncarpus, and made up of superior ovary with unilocular and usually one compilotropous ovule is present and with the basal presentation. The style is very short or filiform as you can see, and the stigma may be 2 or 3 depending upon the number of carpels in this particular groups. And if you see the root of this particular group of plant, that is the which is the dry budded achene, which is mainly the fruit of this particular group of plant, and sometimes they may be seeded capsule or the several seeded berry. As you can see, the fruit of this particular group is also called as the utricle, and here you can see the dry tepals, which are the membranous dry here, and here you can see the fruit which is developed. And the seeds, they are the polystesta. Generally, they are kidney shaped, and embryo here is the cup. You can see the seeds here. And these group generally mostly pollination is done by the entomophilus in this group by the plant. And if you see the floral formula, generally they are actinomorphic with bisexual, and perianth number is 3 to 5, or they may be grouped. They may be either gamopetalous or gamoteplous or free. Androecium number is generally 5 and the gynoecium may be vary from the 2 to 3. As you can see here the floral diagram of the particular Amaranthaceae, like this showing the number of the variant, that is the 5, that showing the valvate distribution. Here you can see this is a free. Then the androecium, there the number is 5 and then sometimes they conate at the base. And that's why it is called as the monoadalpus. And thus gynoecium is made up of other bicarpellary, syncarpus, superior ovary, and they have a basal presentation and the fruit is the utricle. And if you see the diagnostic characters of the family Arantheaceae, generally they have a mostly herbaceous, only few are the shrubs. The leaves generally have a opposite or alternate phyllotaxy. They have a hair on their leaves. The flowers are very small, inconspicuous, and they usually with the bract and bracteoles that are very prominent and showing. And the flowers are actinomorphic and they are arranged in the form of a spikes or racemes. So one of the characteristic there includes that is the spikes. Then the perianth is other 2 to 5 uniseriate that present in a single layer. Generally they are green or sometimes maybe colored. And then stamens, if you see, they are the free or united. They are 3 to 3 dithecous and thymophilus that are opposite to the perianth that is present. Then if you see the gynosium is either bi or tricarpillary unilocular with single basal ovule presentation, and the fruit is one-seeded nutlet or utricle, you can say. So on the basis of this, you can see here the green bracts are very prominent. So you can identify this group of plant by just seeing the bract, and you can see here this is the perianth, that is the very dry in nature. That one of the characteristic of this particular plant. Here you can see the fruit. This is the gynoecium, which is made up of a tricarpillary ovary that is has the stigma trifid. So on the basis of all these, and you can see one of the characters that belong to the curvum, that is a compilotropous ovule. You can see if you cut the LS, you can see the shape that the ovule is folded, that is termed as the compilotropous. So you can identify this family by cutting the LS of the flower by its inflorescence or the number of bracts. And one of the common representative of this particular family is the Acaranthes aspera, which is growing in a wild. You can see this particular plant in the roadside in the during the summer season. So this one is the Acaranthes aspera, that you can see this showing the opposite leaves. You can see the terminal spike, which is the inflorescence, and these are the sessile flower that is have a perianth. You can see these are the perianth. These are the stamens, which is you see united at the base. They are all united with the perianth. Then you can see the bract. These are the perianth part. These are the bracteole. And if you see, this one is the single fruit here. You can see here, and here you can see the floral diagram that is have a 5 tepals, bract and bracteoles. The addition number is 5 and the gynosium is made up of, which is showing the basal presentation. So here you can see the 5 stamens which is united by the connate at the base, and therefore it's called as the monoidalpus. And if you see the economic importance of this particular family Amaranthaceae, it is often have some little economic importance, and the some like used as a seed, like the Amaranthus cordatus are the edible. The seeds are edible. Then the Amaranthus cruentus and Amaranthus fumigatus raised as a cereals by the primitive tribes in the tropical Asia. Then the two main species like the Amaranthus viridis, Amaranthus spinosus and Aspergillus tricolor are used as a vegetable. They are we consume as a leaf vegetable like cholai, palak, all these belong to this particular group of plant. Then many plants of this group are the medicinal, like one of the most important ones, the Acarantha aspera, which is diuretic and purgative in nature. And the decoction of the Erua tomentosa is used to remove the swelling, and the stem and leaves of the alternate are used in the snake bite. Then the flowers and the seeds of Digera muricata are given for the urinary discharge in case of a. So the many plants are have a medicinal importance of this particular family. Then if you see the next, that is the some plant are also used as a dye yielding plant like Bossia amhistiana that yield a black dye. Then fruit jaws of Diringia is a substitute of a red ink. Then many plants are used as a grow as a weeds in the side of the roads like Amaranthus, Celosia, Digera, Acaranthus, Gomperena. Many plants are grow as a weed in the wild. Then some plants are also ornamental of this particular family like the Celosia, Comparina globosa. They are all cultivated as a ornamental plants in the garden. So that's all about the Amaranthaceae family. Hope you will identify it just because you can see the inflorescence, that is the spike inflorescence, and by the membranous staple or perianth. And if you cut the ellipse of the flower, you will find the complementropous ovule. So you can identify this particular family on the basis of these characteristics. So thank you all of you for joining with me for this session. Thank you all.